How BioTE Hormone Optimization Therapy Changed My Life. Presented by Pat Hines, world record holder.
Good morning, ladies. I'm really excited that you're here today. I know you have other options other things to do, but I'm excited because I get to talk to you about something that I'm truly passionate about. And very first of all, let's get it out of the way. I am not Pat Hines. Pat Hines is out doing what she loves to do the most. She's rowing oceans. Pat Hines is an ocean rower, and she's actually in her little rowboat right now, coming from San Francisco down, and the winds changed and she wasn't able to make it in. And that's why she's not here today. But I want to tell you a little bit about her and why she would be here as the speaker and why she's worth talking about. I mean, being an ocean rower is already kind of a crazy thing. Last year around this time, she was just coming back from having rowed from Monterey, California to Waikiki, Hawaii in a rowboat. And it's not where they're saying it's like a publicity stunt, you have a rowboat and you've got a safety boat with you and you're all safe. No, it's just a 22-foot rowboat. Yes, it is a state-of-the-art boat, and if it falls over, it rights itself again. So there's all that, but you're still rowing. And she entered it was part of a race. There were 17 boats that entered that race. Only 13 boats made it. And she came in second of all of that. Now ocean rowing is already pretty crazy, but why I'm mentioning her today as part of this, what makes it really significant is that Pat Hines is 63 years old. And when she entered the race, everybody was calling her grandma, and she really hated that. But as she was rowing, and she wasn't experiencing the same issues everybody else was. I mean, you can imagine if you're rowing 10, 12, 18 hours a day, you're gonna feel bad the next morning, you're achy. I mean, if you spend an hour in the gym, you feel achy the next day. So you can imagine that you should feel badly, but she wasn't feeling that. She was feeling, in fact, she says she felt like she was getting stronger and stronger. And so I said they don't have safety boats, but they are in touch with a navigator. Now, Pat's navigator is in England, and the navigators watch the boats via satellite and tell them which way the currents go and which way they have to row so that they get to their destination. And her navigator told her, says, "You're top of the mark, Pat." And he thought, being British, that it was sort of like what we call an attaboy, you're doing good. But he said, "No, you're killing it out there. Out of the 17 boats, 13 are left, and you're number 3. The only 2 boats that were ahead of her was a 4-team boats with 4 guys in it that were in their 30s. And here she is at 63 years old with her rear doing it, and she's in 3rd place. Well, she's a competitor at heart, so she said, we're gonna get this. And they took out after the guys. And the guys, of course, they heard this too from their navigators. The guys later on confessed that they threw out equipment, they threw out food, they doubled their shifts in rowing to make sure, and they didn't make it. Pat came in number 2. She overtook one of the boats. So everybody wanted to know, what's your secret? How did you do that? And she told them, BioTE. Hormone optimization. Of course, they're like, yeah, they didn't believe it. They're guys in their 30s. What do they know? But she was saying, look, there's got to be a reason why an old broad overtook you in the race. And so it kind of made them think about it a little bit. Hormone optimization is an amazing thing. So it can just, in case of an athlete like her, it can just take you and allow you to heal on a daily basis and allow you to have unbelievable feats. But let's face it, we all don't want to row oceans, right? I don't want to row ocean. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself too, because for me, BioTE it really sort of saved my butt, physically, mentally, and financially also, because I was circling the drain. I'm not a shrinking violet myself either. I was a pretty successful businesswoman. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I am a business consultant, I'm a coach. And in 1990, I started my own company. And I worked my tail off, and I'm really driven. And I turned it into a multi-million-dollar company. I had 70 employees. I loved that place. It was really, really great. So I'm not a shrinking violet. But in 2006, I got sick. It can happen. In 2008, I was only given a year to live. My business partner screwed me out of the company. And my marriage ended. It was a tough time in my life. But it just made me more determined. I'm gonna survive. And I studied everything about nutrition, whatever I can have to do. And this will shock you. This will truly shock you. I did not die. I'm still here. So I thought, okay, I'm still here. I didn't die. My money's gone. I'm on my own. I'm just gonna do it again. I'm just gonna make myself successful again because that's the kind of girl I am, right? And I wrote my first book. It's my autobiography called Crawling into the Light, because there was so much crawling even before the business, before the light. Became an Amazon bestseller. I wrote another book. And if any of you are aspiring authors, let me tell you, you do not get rich from books. What happens when you're an author, you don't, the book is just something that you do, and then there have to be things behind it. You have to be an expert at something. You have to speak. You have to coach people. You have to be of some other value. So the book is really just, it opens the door for you. So now I'm supposed to be speaking. I'm supposed to be writing workshops. I'm supposed to be doing stuff. And I had the information. I just couldn't get my act together. I couldn't move. I didn't have any focus. I didn't have any mental focus. And I was tired all the time. I wasn't sleeping well. And I thought, well, maybe it's, I just got over being really, really sick. I am on my own. I'm struggling. So I was depressed. Wasn't feeling, I was also really anxious though. I was worried about everything. The slightest little bit of stress bowled me over. And so with all of that, the way I was feeling, I couldn't get my act together to work. And so I almost didn't recognize myself anymore. It's like, who have you become? You're this lazy person. You're supposed to be making sales calls, right? I mean, if you have a business, you have to contact people. Oh my God, ladies, I would sit there and I'd stare at the phone and either wouldn't call at all, or I'd make 2 phone calls and I'd go curl up on the couch because I couldn't handle it. Does anybody relate to that? It's not fun to make sales calls, but the thing is, if you're up and if you are who you are, you do what you gotta do. I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to focus. I wasn't able to write a blog, write an article. People asked me to write forwards for books or portions of books. I just couldn't do it. So I would turn stuff down, or I would be shoddy work, and it was just awful, and I wasn't getting anywhere. Add to that, I wasn't in a relationship anymore. I didn't want to be alone for the rest of my life, but I also didn't feel like going out and dating. I just didn't have it in me. So there were a few dates, and I'm like, oh God, it's not worth the trouble. And also, so I had no sex drive. I had no desire for anything. And at the same time, I'm standing outside of myself and I'm looking and I'm going, God, your whole life is going down the drain. What is wrong with you? And then one day, I decided to confide in my friend, Pat Hines. It's like, I don't know, my life's going down the drain. I'm not who I used to be. I'm running out of money. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm lonely. And that's when she said, girl, you gotta try BioTE. And I knew BioTE was a sponsor of Pat's for the row, but I thought BioTE was some sort of a vitamin, sort of something that you take. And I tell you, ladies, I was the expert on vitamins. I tried everything to make me feel better. I had a whole wall in my bathroom full of vitamins, and I didn't just buy, I did research on it. I bought the expensive kind. I spent so much money on vitamins, and nothing really helped. And so she said, try the BioTE. And I tried the BioTE. And oh my God, I can get emotional over it because it changed everything. I gotta say also, it turns out that all my problems were just what we normally all experience. You don't sleep as well at night, you get achy, maybe you're gaining some weight, you get stressed easier, you're sort of high strung emotionally. All these things are actually hormonal they're caused by hormones going away as we age. And the BioTE reverses that. Now, it's not a pharmaceutical drug, it's these bioidentical hormones. It's the same thing that is in your body as well, so your body readily accepts it and changes it over. So I had these physiological changes. I hadn't had a pap smear in 10 years because you couldn't get near me. And within 3 weeks, I was completely normal. 3 weeks only. And then there were changes. It's not a thing that happens overnight because it's not a drug. It's not something that you're taking like a headache pill and you feel better. It literally induces your body to go back to where it was. So it slowly but surely did that. And it was probably a meaningless point for many other people, but for me, when I realized that everything had changed was because I'm really tall and I have long legs, it used to be my habit to go up the stairs 2 steps at a time. And I couldn't do that anymore because everything hurt and I had to protect my knees. So I went up the stairs and down the stairs like old people do. You know, I kind of was careful so I didn't hurt myself. And the first time I had run up the stairs and I looked down and I realized I had just done it 2 steps at a time. It's when I realized, oh my God, I'm back. And my focus is sharp. My go-getter attitude is back. I think the second thing that happened for me, other than the physiological changes, I started sleeping like a baby and waking up truly refreshed and truly ready to go. And it's better now than it was when I was 30. Because when you're 30 and everything works and nothing's wrong with you, you don't appreciate it. You think this is how it is and it's always gonna be that way. But it goes away. And when it's going away and then you get it back, oh my God, do you appreciate it? I greet every day with a smile on my face because I am so grateful because I knew what it was like when I didn't have it. And now nothing hurts. I go to the gym every day. You know why? Because I can. I have the energy to do that. And when you go to the gym every day, guess what happens? You have more energy. And for me, really, the mental clarity, the focus is what I'm most grateful for and how I'm feeling about the whole thing. So I'm really excited about it. I would say all of us who are on it are almost like members of a little cult because we know how it feels and you can't explain it to somebody until they actually feel it. And then we go like, oh yeah, I'm never going off of that stuff again, ever. Because you don't have to. You can stay on it forever. It's good for your body. In many instances, diseases that you may have, things that you take medication for, may go away. Pat Hines, great example. Her mother died of a heart attack. She herself had calcifications in her heart. They had her on statins. She's no longer on statins. Her own doctor said, God, your heart's great. We don't need these anymore. So it's a big deal. So a lot of physiological conditions you may have will actually be reversed simply because you're getting young again. So all that age-related stuff goes away. So it's a pretty big deal. It's not just your life, it's your health, it's your mentality. And ladies, let me just tell you, your sex drive comes back too. I have a really wonderful relationship today, and I never thought I'd ever have that again. And it's just really cool. So I'm really, really excited about it. I really highly recommend it. Look into it. No, it's, I know they shouldn't call it BioTE, should they? It is actually a pellet. It's very highly regulated. They take blood and they figure out exactly where your hormone levels are, male as well as female. Because women are we have testosterone in our bodies as well. And so you get a perfect mix of where you need to be. And it's a little pellet gets put under the skin. They actually make a little cut, put it in the skin, and they glue it back shut. It doesn't hurt. And for women, it's about every 3 to 4 months. Yes, there is a San Diego Weight Loss Center right around the corner. Is actually the one who's sponsoring me today. So I've talked to them. They can tell you more about it. Tell you right away, it's not covered by insurance, but it costs about a venti frappuccino a day. Which if you look at it, it's about $6.18 a day, which you spend anyway. So it changes your life. It's worth it. Yes.
Personal question, how old are you? How long have you been on it?
So I'm 61 years old, and I have been on it only since November last year. God, So almost a year.
So you have to do it once every 3-4 months?
Women every 3 to 4 months. For men, it's every 6 months, so they don't have as much, but they get more in one setting. Yeah, they take your blood. It's regulated. It's not willy-nilly. And what's better is, I mean, there's other hormone treatments out there, but you know, it's creams and it's stuff, and it does not have the effect. It cannot have the effect as this does, because this literally physiologically changes your body back to where you were. The creams can't do that. A little bit of progesterone can't do that for you. Even estrogen creams can't do that for you. Plus, we need testosterone. Our testosterone drops too.
I have a girlfriend who's doing this, and she loved it at first. And she's like 65, and she started getting her period.
She was saying her friend is on it and started getting her period. That can't happen
Yeah.
because you're getting young again. Which, what a pain in the neck.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually did too.
That happened to you too.
Yeah, I actually, it's not a regular period like it used to be, but yeah, I do get a period every now and
No
then.
danger in that?
No, there's no danger. I actually had it checked out just to make sure there's no danger. It's just, I just got my period
How
back.
often do you have to get your blood done to make sure that you're
You will know when it's time for you to get pelleted again every 3 to 4 months. You will